Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. In this video, I'd like to share my perspective today. Today, I went to the university where I studied. I remember the time when I studied in the United States for my master's degree. I studied English, and Fulbright Scholarship sponsored my education until I finished completely in 2013. The value of being a Fulbright scholar is to build connection and mutual understanding between Americans and Indonesian. Because I'm Indonesian, of course, to build that connection and mutual understanding. That's the core value of being a Fulbright scholar. Now I am studying at the University of Sydney, Australia. Of course, if I bring back my experience as a Fulbright scholar, even though right now I'm not being sponsored by Australian government, but I am being sponsored by my Indonesian government, still the value of being a Fulbright stays with me until today. But now in a different sense is to build connection with Australian students and Indonesian students, even though I'm doing my research right now. What I understand after almost a year in Australia, especially in Sydney, is that this city is multicultural. It has a great vibrant of communities, Asian, European, even Americans, and not to mention also people from my countries that I met with them on daily basis. So today I joined with Australian students who are also Muslims like me. We believe in the strong community to build one another, regardless of the differences that we may have individually in the society. So today I attended the rally of the Palestine protest. The reason why I joined with students because I'd like to understand the spirit, the value of being a critical students in this era, in particular how we respond about the global issues emerging in our society today. Physically, I am in Sydney, but listening to all problems around the world and the news, the best way to respond to that might not be in a violent way, but of course we need to speak up what would be the best solution that comes from us. Because I'm working as a scholar, a researcher, educator, of course, my principle is to uphold the educational value for the students and for the community. What is the main function of a university? It is, of course, to educate, to train society, and to teach community to build good understanding between the people for the betterment of the society around the places where the university is located and for global impact. Right. That's why many students come to the university to study. During the rally, I've heard some students say that the IDF soldier came to the university and they share something. I didn't know exactly what they were talking about, but at least in this current issue, that something is controversial. Many people protest around the world, not just in Australia, but also in Europe, France, even in the United Nations. Some countries have already stood against what it did toward people in Gaza and the West Bank. The very first thing that we need to agree on is that we have to agree that killing people is not a good thing to do. I listened to the statement from Israeli officers saying that October 7, it was October 7, it was Hamas attack. See, they keep using the word terrorism. So they do not like terrorism. Okay, I got it. I agree. I don't like terrorism as well. But the question is, did they reflect on what they did toward others? or just making up reasons to say, oh, we did this because of this and that. So the point is that if the university welcomes people who are committing crime in international scale like that, it's going to be controversial. And the second of all is that the main function of education is to lead people into a better society. We have this global standard that every individual has their own particular differences. Even male and female have differences, especially societies and communities and in the global scale. Accepting everyone is fine, but we need to know the standard of that kind of acceptance. Does it fit with the overall picture, or is it just for a particular community? I was born in Indonesia, even though my faith is Islam, but I don't have that kind of birthrights in Arabs or even in Saudi Arabia. I don't even speak Arab, that's for instance. And the next thing is, I hope that the United States of America, particularly under the leadership of Mr. Trump, understands that your country is manipulated by the people who call themselves as the Jews. Actually, they do not represent the real teaching of Judaism. Ben Gvir and all those people that I've noticed online, they did not represent Judaism. Why I would say that, even though I'm not Jewish, but some Jews against that. Zionist is just an ideology. It doesn't fit into our modern society. Why? Because it only think about one community. It uses the name of Judaism or the Jews and with a mask of Holocaust. We no longer accept that kind of reason. And what they did is kill many people, as many they want, and suddenly wipe them off from that land. We cannot accept that. That's wrong, not only morally wrong, but also it against the law internationally. And the last thing that I want to say is that it's not about pro-Israel or pro-Palestine or anti-Jewish or anti-Semitism and all those stupid labels. You forget that these people are humans just like you. That's my message to all of you today. If you really care about being a human, we can care together. Otherwise, do you know why the earth is round? Because what goes around comes around. Everyone is poop. Sometimes a person forgot to clean or flush on the poop, and somebody else cleans it because of mercy. Thank you. Have you get the message clearly? Otherwise, please clean the mud in your mind. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.